What's up, guys? So with everybody quarantined now with what's going on, it came to my mind, what would Elvis be doing if he were in this situation? If he were home all day long, couldn't perform, couldn't record, couldn't go to the Memphian, had to stay indoors, what would he be doing to occupy his time? That's what this video will be talking about. What if Elvis were quarantined? So before the age of cell phones, internet, Elvis would have to find something pretty basic to do. He was a man of many talents, abilities, hobbies, and interests, and one of his things that he liked the most was reading. Elvis was an avid reader. He read all the time. Even when he traveled on tour, anywhere he'd go, he'd have his bodyguards, or his Memphis Mafia, bring around suitcases of his favorite books. Now, some of his favorite books were, for one, the Bible, which he read all the time. Yes, he did read other books on religion, but primarily he focused on the Bible. Also, he loved poetry and read poetry all the time, especially when he was in the army overseas. When he came across something that moved him or a Bible scripture that particularly spoke to him, he would underline it, make comments about it. So one of the things Elvis would be doing a lot was reading. He also had a lot of books, not only on philosophy, but on sports. He had many karate books, numerous books on football, including The Illustrated History of Football, Vince Lombardi on football. He had karate books like The Asian Fighting Arts and Dynamic Karate. Elvis had a voracious appetite for knowledge and would definitely be doing a lot of time learning. Also, I have a hunch that Elvis would spend considerable amounts of time playing the guitar, playing the piano, listening to his favorite records, which included gospel, country, soul music, Jackie Wilson, the Imperials, Jane D. Sumner and the Stamps, George Jones. So many people Elvis loved listening to and loved to play along with. One of the stories that the Beatles tell is that when they visited Elvis in his Bel Air home in 1965, that when they came in, Elvis had his TV set on mute, even though it was on, and he wasn't listening to it. He was just playing records and playing along with those records on his guitar. Elvis never took lessons to learn the guitar, to play the piano, never took singing lessons, but was just naturally gifted and talented. He spent hundreds of hours playing, studying, listening, practicing, and became quite a skilled musician. Elvis loved the outdoors. If Elvis were to have to stay at home, one of the things I know he'd be doing was riding horses. Elvis owned several horses and at one time owned a ranch in Mississippi called Circle G in 1967. Elvis gained a lot of experience riding horses through his movie career, first with Love Me Tender, Flaming Star, and also in Charo. Elvis bought a few for the house and had all his mafia ride them. Elvis's horse was a golden Pomeranian named Rising Sun. I know he spent a ton of hours riding horseback, although he wouldn't be able to visit the gates and talk to his fans because he's got to keep a distance. Another thing Elvis would be doing with his downtime, I believe, is practicing karate. Elvis studied Kempo and was an 8th degree black belt by the mid-70s. You know Elvis would be setting up his mafia friends as cutting boards, chopping blocks, messing with them, using them as dummies, working on his karate. Yeah, he'd have to keep the crowd to 5 or less, but you know he'd be doing it. So, thanks for watching this video. Can you think of any other things Elvis will be doing with his quarantine time? Comment down below.